Hello, geeks assembled here, and today we're discussing Andor. Andor is an amazing show. It's got a cast of many and no lightsabers, no space wizards, no force users that we know of.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just one droid who is the new cute droid, and he's B2MO, Beam B for short.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Disney's prequel, Disney Plus Lucasfilm's prequel to Rogue One, which is immediate prequel to episode 4, A New Hope, and kind of runs right into it, actually, like chronologically, like seamlessly, actually. And so yeah, that's pretty cool. So this is telling the story of Cassian Andor and his mother, his actually adopted mother. He is a lot like Grogu and a lot like these other cute characters that we know, in that he's an orphan guy in his youth, in his childhood. He and his sister are basically orphaned, and so it's a really different kind of Star Wars show. It's, some people say it's a slow burner, but it's got some interesting parts to it. Love to hear what Lee has to say about Andor. Yeah, go for it, Lee.
Right. I love most of the Star Wars franchise. There's, some of it's up there, some of it's, not as good as whatever. But I just don't understand this one. Right. It's not going to be a negative review. Well, it might be. I don't know. But
Can we trust him?
Andor, 12 episodes.
Uh-huh.
When you get Mandalorian and you get all the others, Kenobi, you're getting like 6 or 8 episodes.
Book of Boba Fett, 6.
Book of Boba Fett. Yeah. This did not need 12 episodes. I'm sorry. Out of those 12 episodes, for me personally, 3 kept my attention.
All right.
The heist episode, the jailbreak episode, and the finale. The rest of the episodes was just chit chat, chit chat, chit chat, chat chat. I mean, I don't want to sit there and just watch half an hour of Mon Mothra gabbing away to her husband.
Mothra?
Did I say Mothra?
Are you talking about the anime, like the big Japanese
you know who I
butterfly mean. Creature?
But yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant series to look at. The visionary, the scenery, the acting is brilliant. The costumes are brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just sat, because I watched half of the series one day, and then I watched the other half the next day. So I couldn't watch it all the way through, and I was just thinking to myself, when I was sat and watching one of the episodes, or a couple of them, I'm thinking, I wish something had happened.
Huh.
Just sitting about talking, and also with the character Andor. It's strange they've gone prequel to Rogue One, because as we all know, in Rogue One, all the characters died.
Uh-huh.
So we know he's destined to die.
Yes.
So where where is this series leading to?
And yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it, but then I thought this could have been done in 6 episodes. You had great casting. You had, is it Fiona Shaw as the adopted mother?
Uh-huh.
You had Andy Serkis in there for a couple of episodes,
Yeah.
which he was in one of the episodes which got my attention.
Yeah.
Uh, who else was in here? Stellan Skarsgård as well. Brilliant actor, but I don't know. It's Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I don't know. Just I know you're going to absolutely love it. You're going to absolutely love it. So I'm gonna pass the ball back to Susan before I put my foot deeper in the hole.
Okay. Well, Lee, you can have your opinion. It's just it's so important that you think for yourself.
Yeah.
The important thing is like that this one was created to be it was created to be sort of a sort of archy, like there's character arcs, like in this there's a two episode arc, then a 3 episode arc, then another 3 episode arc, and then a 2 episode arc. And the first one was the first one was, the trying to get a hold of Luthen Rael, and Luthen Rael is an incredibly cool character played by Stellan Skarsgård. Stellan Skarsgård has been in so many good things this year. Oh my gosh, he's just in so much good stuff.
Great acting family.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing. Yeah, great acting family. Yeah, and Luthen Rael is a cool character. I mean, you kind of wonder if he's a Sith apprentice who knew about Vader and knew about Palpatine, and just like turned his ship into his lightsaber and just said, "The heck with it! I'm not going to fight anybody anymore. I just want to."
It's got a lightsaber. I'm positive
Is that his staff?
He put it on the side of his thing, and I'm sure it was a lightsaber.
You think so? Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
There was no lightsaber in the 12 episodes. So,
but I thought his lightsaber was his shit, because it extends out, and then when he spins it like Anakin, he flies like Anakin, like that just shreds ships and everything.
I can't remember what episode it was, but he picked up, and I thought, is that a lightsaber? And he hooked it onto his belt.
Oh, wow. Anyway, so it's possible he's a former Sith apprentice who knew Palpatine, knew any of the other ones, knew Dooku, knew that Palpatine was aiming for someone else, knew Darth Plagueis. Then I don't know. Darth Plagueis is the other one who was active at this time, and
we've never seen, have we?
Yeah,
live action.
Yeah, and like it's just it's really it's got sort of an ensemble cast. It's a bit more like Deep Space Nine, because it's like little ensembles doing little smaller things leading up to a big run up at the end, because you have to get these guys into position that they're actually like running the the Rebel Alliance by the
Uh-huh.
time that they discover what's her name, the one whose father was building the Death Star. Anyway, like you see Saw Gerrera, you get to figure out that Saw is actually like his paranoia is actually starting to get the better of him, because he's struggling with learning that his position in this is temporary, and that he could be sacrificed at any moment now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that sacrifice wouldn't have to be sort of like run by him. That he would just be, and that was hard for him. And the other thing was this new ISB sort of connection between Yularen and Dieter Miro and what's the other guy's name? The Sill. Um, let me see. Anyway, Dieter Miro and Cyril Karn. I mean, like, and the fact that Cyril Karn had to move back in with his mother with his tail between his legs. I mean, he's like he's sort of treated like crap by his mom a couple times, and
Yeah, I
like
couldn't.
his first, like, he shows up at the door and she slaps him, and then she basically is slapping him, trying to slap him down throughout the rest. She's digging um through his private stuff, and I mean all this. She's just a really kind of abusive mom.
Yeah, I couldn't understand where his character was going forward to. He he's got it in for Andor. That's it, isn't it? That's it.
Yeah, and he's trying to hook up with Dieter Miro, right?
I just don't. Yeah, I don't see where he's going to unless it's going to lead into the next. I mean, I always thought this was going to be a limited series, but they've decided they're doing a second season, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, they have to get him. This season was just like 1 year of it, and now they have to do. They say they have to do something to illustrate every one of the next 4 years to show the run up of. So there may be more action in the next series season.
I hope so.
Yeah, and the other thing that was really intense was like the way that they used torture. They didn't like the casino movie we reviewed last.
Uh-huh.
Um, they have torture in this, and a lot of it, but none of it's seen on camera. It's just like talked about, and then that's intense. And there's also like the beginnings of the relationship between Cinta and Vel, and Vel is supposedly or Vel is a person from the same planet as Mon Mothma,
Hmm.
and
Oh, that moth creature, yeah.
yeah, very God, it's very funny, you. And so yeah, and then there's and then the ISB is kind of amazing, and then there's the fact that when what's her name, uh Cassian's mother. Let's see.
Marva.
Marva, when Marva passes away and leaves the droid behind, the droid experiences something like a mental breakdown, starts stuttering, starts glitching. It's so cute. It's just like it's so emotive. So B is the new, R2D2, the new BB-8, the new yeah.
Yeah.
B's got a lot of character to him. He's a good little, and he's played by this guy named David Chapman or whatever. So that was adorable. And then I mean, there's so many little, I mean, there's so much character building, like the whole Marva thing, building and building until like her funeral becomes the beginning of like a rebel uprising, like against.
Yeah.
And then the Eye was a smaller rebel. The planet's people, they did a smaller uprising against the Empire, and then the one where Andy Serkis's character, what's his name? He is let's see. What's his name? Kino Loy.
Yeah.
He was he had a character arc of going from not caring, not, just do your time, join the game of playing to see who could be the fastest and do the most. And then afterward, what you're seeing about this and what you're experiencing about this prison, will you'll need to just kind of just go with that, and to the point where he was actually willing to use his voice to instruct everybody at the prison to have a break now, to actually break out.
Yeah.
One way out, climb, one way out.
I mean, I like the idea of the prison where everybody has to be barefooted because of the. I'm guessing they were putting electrical charges through the floor.
Yeah.
Great idea. As I say, that's one of my favourite episodes. Is the prison break, and to have Andy Serkis, who's already got Star Wars
Cred.
as
Snoke. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think this character is any relation to that character, but who knows? You never know.
Right.
Yeah, that was a great episode. And then when it comes to it, when they're all breaking out the jail, and then he just turns around and says, "I can't swim," so he's left behind on the prison.
Oh, I know.
When
You'd think that they would just throw him in the water and somebody would swim him out,
well, that was last time you saw him.
I know. It's true. That's it. I mean, that's the other thing is like all these other people that, the only ones that really you'll see again are probably Deidre and Clea. I mean, like her name is so close to Princess Leia, and I just think that that's kind of that rhymes really well. And
when they were in the prison and they were in the workshops doing all this, building these parts, straight away I thought they're building the Death Star.
Oh, yeah.
Straight away, I thought, well, all these parts they're building, and it's got to be meticulous. They've got to get it done by a certain time. I'm thinking they're building the Death Star, and lo and behold, last episode, what do you see in the sky getting put together? So yeah,
Yeah, it was, and it was pretty incredible. Like you start off with like these things that are the little hole in the Death Star
mm.
uh created by rebels are going to expand out and probably blow up the Death Star.
I was a little bit disappointed because I did get the feeling the way through it. You know, you had all the Empire scenes and stuff like that, but I'd have thought we might have seen Moff Tarkin,
Yeah.
unless that's for the second season. I don't know, but because
Yeah.
he's there, he's about. He's got a lot to do with the Death Star.
Yeah, but you did get you Wolf Ularen, and Ularen is Ularen is the one of the ones from the Rebels, and he's one that came over through the Clone Wars TV show.
Eh,
So I mean, he was part of the pre-Empire, and then the Empire, and now and then he was part of Rebels too. So it was good. It was good to see him at the ISB and see where that part of his whole story started up. Yeah,
yeah.
he's a proper baddie.
Well, that's what Star Wars. But there again, Andor's a baddie
Yeah,
because how many people did he just kill in cold blood?
a few.
Yeah, without even hesitating. Zap, zap.
Yeah, yeah, pretty
Um,
much, and especially
mm,
in that prison break, he killed a lot of people.
yeah. It
So that's
with
why all the prison wardens, or what are they called in the UK, um, governors.
governors.
That's right.
I don't know. For me, he's not a very likable character. Yep.
Um,
Susan's gone in.
yeah,
Susan's gone in.
no,
He's not a very likable
definitely
character.
got problems.
Yeah, I mean, you look at all the other characters in the Star Wars franchise. You know, Skywalker and Solo and stuff like that. We have the oh, you've gone again. We have the argument of Solo. Did he shoot first or did Greedo shoot first? Stuff like that. But they never, just kills one and don't think anything of it in cold blood. Not like Andor.
Yeah,
So yeah, he's not a very likable character, but we know where he's leading to because, say, I said at the beginning of this, all the characters who lead into Rogue One get they all get the demise. They're in one big explosion. So so we know where Andor's future lies. It's good, as I say, it's good to see him introducing other characters, as you say, from Rebels and
Clone Wars and Rebels and stuff.
Rebels, also brand new characters. Um, for all these people want to collect all the figures.
Yeah, Saw Gerrera's great, and Mon Mothma's great. It's great to see them. And you know, the fact that they share the same, that Saw Gerrera faces and shares the same fate as Andor and yeah.
it was it was good to see. I can't remember the robot now, but the robot who was in Rogue One, I think it was a another type of robot was in this way. It had hand up against
Yeah.
the. It was the same make model as that, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
yeah, but
S2 SO4 or something.
something like that, yeah. All these numbers initials they just go to get muddled in my head. Um, but yeah, hopefully in the second season there's a little bit more. I mean, when the action started, the action was brilliantly done. But I think they should have spread it out more, put a little bit more in than just the sat round the table discussing things. Um, but hopefully in the second season we may get to see a more solid Death Star, um, and maybe then we'll get Tarkin and maybe get a glimpse of Vader as well.
Yeah, the other thing that this one does is show that that religion, like the old time religions, are suspect because Leda, her daughter, Mon Mothma's daughter, is all praying with their friends, and then she's really into getting married to this guy, and this guy's son is, I mean, the one that she's going to get married to,
Mm-hmm.
his father is just a crook. He's so that's going to be really interesting.
With Stellan Skarsgård's character, I can't remember his name now. I've got it here somewhere. Where is it?
Luthen Rail.
What it? What is it with his change of appearance, the hair and the? Why is he doing that?
so that so that he can carry on, and it's sort of like spycraft.
Yeah.
He's got
Because
a
he doesn't change his appearance that much. It's just a wig, or whatever he's doing.
yeah,
It's just, I'm thinking, well, why is he doing that? I mean, because anybody can see it's him anyway.
yeah,
I just didn't get that, to be honest. But I don't know. I mean, it's good to visit these planets. What have been in? I mean, was it called? What planet did we go to begin with? Oh, I can't remember what it was now. Coruscant. But there is visiting new planets in these series, and you think,
a whole
great,
bunch of new planets, a whole bunch of new world building.
just yeah, expanding the Star Wars universe,
Yeah,
which I'm fan with. And the more planets you create, the more alien races you can create,
yeah,
which is
it's fun. I like those two guys on the prison planet who are just like, oh, the Empire, fuck the Empire, because like all they do is kill the fish,
yeah,
and all they are is killing us and killing the fish, and so
yeah,
fuck them. And then Cassian and what's his name, Chillison, they get up into uh their ship, and they just basically steal their spaceship, or maybe
yeah.
they, I don't know. Yeah.
It's yeah, it's for me personally. It's a strange series. This for me, I enjoyed it, but I don't know. 12 episodes, was it too long? You'll mostly say no.
Yeah, mostly.
A lot of people are saying yes. So
Okay, but um there's only 24 episodes in total,
yeah,
and
because
that's all that you'll get.
second season's got 12 as well, isn't it?
And even if this one does talk a little bit about Jyn Erso, where she's doing, basically you got Saw. Saw dies in Rogue One. Jyn dies in Rogue One. Jyn's dad dies in Rogue One. And Cassian Andor dies in Rogue One. The other guy who is part of their the their little rebel cell that goes to what's his name, hang on a second, I'll find it. Excuse me. Melshi is in Rogue One, and he's he dies in Rogue One, and so all these ones who die in Rogue One, B2SO or whatever, K2SO is the name of the droid who's Anthony or Tony Tudyk or Alan Tudyk, yeah. And so all those characters, you could check in on them a little bit right before, see what they're up to, and then they know that they're all going to die in that movie. Like, that movie has such a big like literally it's a Greek tragedy. All of Blue Squadron dies, all of those it's either that one or the New Hope, and all of those X-Wing pilots die.
Yeah.
And it's really funny that there's so many soldiers at the end of episode 4. I mean, where were all those soldiers during the fight? I just don't know. You wouldn't assume that the Rebel Alliance would be that massive a party at the end of the day, because they haven't killed the Emperor yet. So I mean, why are they showing off everybody?
Good question.
Anyway, so yeah, there's some interesting things that are going to be done next season, but there's still things that they accomplished in this season that were pretty Jim Dandy fine and fun and stuff. And the one is they showed that somebody with a lot of philosophy, a lot of interest in communicating that philosophy and writing it down, can influence people. That Nemec's book started, you saw it the second or excuse me, the third episode of the series, and it basically informs the rest of the series all the way up until after the prison break, and they make it back to Nemo, basically Space Miami, and they're Space Brighton, for the UK, and they're all talking. Melshi and Andor are talking on the beach, and Andor goes back into that apartment that he was renting, and picks up his kit with all the stuff from the theft, and and puts his diary in there, puts Nemec's diary in there, and you can see that he's already started writing it into the computer next to it. So I mean, that's just really interesting. It's like how somebody with a writing is full of the philosophy would influence and change like people's opinions galaxy wide. Like Nemec will be one who influences, really everybody up until, that farm boy and that space wizard get together with that walking carpet and that scruffy looking nerf herder. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
I
Yeah.
don't
So
know.
anyway, it's just you got to give this some perks for being like something that sets something else in motion. Like as the story goes, it's not as um it's not as emo as Phantom Menace. I don't know. Anyway, I just have I have a lot of I enjoyed it a lot. So um what would you what is your other thoughts on this? Or have you given me all of it?
Um, yeah, I know they can't make it just action packed all the way every episode. But as I said, 12 episodes, and only for me personally, only three got my attention all the way through. You
Uh-huh.
know, each of them episodes, and I sat and watched it all because it grabbed me. And to say the other episodes didn't do that
Uh,
is a bad thing. I mean,
uh,
I know for a fact other people who've watched it have said sort of the same thing. It needed just a little bit more action here, and needed a little bit, just put a spatter of action here or little bit of there, but just, I don't know. It just needed a little bit more oomph for me.
uh,
But it's still as I said, it's still enjoyable. It's still like great to watch, and the writing and the acting, and you know, you can't fault that.
yeah.
It just, I think it just needed something, added a little bit more added to the ingredients. That's all I can really say on the matter, apart from my score.
Okay.
Ooh.
What would you score it?
I'm gonna I'm gonna give it seven. Seven Mon Mothmas out of 10.
Oh my gosh. That's a decent score, but
It's a decent score. It would have been
pretty
a
low.
lot. It would have been a couple more higher if some more episodes had grabbed me.
Mhm.
But the characters, I can't fault the characters, or uh,
All right. Well, I have heard that a lot of the fandom has said that it was a slow burner and that there wasn't a lot there to hook onto. And I have heard the arguments from other fans about it being something that it was superfluous because we know where these characters go.
mhm.
So it's like telling their origin stories or whatever isn't really necessary because they weren't supposed to be that important in the thing. But it, as something that was something to express a few ideas about imprisonment, about the unfair nature of the empire, the injustice, the rampant injustice. Um, yeah, I think that was oh, and the way that Nemec writing down his philosophy has really changed the whole galaxy, and that to me is rather interesting, sweet, and it's it,
I mean,
it
I mean,
is too bad it didn't get translated too much after the emperor died. So go ahead.
mm,
What were you going to say?
I mean, this year we're getting a few more new Star Wars series, aren't we?
Yeah,
Is it
the
the
acolytes,
the Acolyte? Oh,
Ahsoka,
Ahsoka. I think there's a
getting
big one.
Mandalorian season 3,
Season 3, which starts. Is it about a month's time? I think. So
and there's already Bad Batch season 2
mm,
playing right now. So
I still have to finish season 1.
yeah, and there's just a lot of we are spoiled for content. There's a lot of Star Wars content right now, and a lot of Star Trek content right now,
Yeah.
and I guess the because of we, I'm sitting around waiting for Doctor Who, as I've been doing, faithfully for
I've been
10,
waiting for Doctor Who to come back since 2017.
but 2013 is when or 20 no, it was probably 2010, 29, 2009. From then till now, I've just been, sitting around waiting for Doctor Who all the time. But I also am sitting around and waiting for all these other things. But you don't have to wait long anymore for Star Trek and Star Wars content to come out. Oh my gosh, it's like every other week or something. It is a dramatic time of life within fandom.
Yeah,
Oh, and the MCU is, coming together in a strange and wonderful way. I mean, they're trying to marry the Fox the Fox Fantastic Four and all of that stuff into it and stuff. That's just amazing. And so I'm not unimpressed with what we have as.
we're spoilt for choice.
Yes, and but in all of these things, you know, I I really did love Andor. I thought that it was great. I thought that some of the effects are going to be impossible to forget. Kind of like when I first saw episode 4, some of those effects are impossible to forget. The eye it will be impossible for me to forget, as will as will the when the prisoners were jumping out of the window of the prison into the water, and then kind of making these radial patterns away from the the big pentagon or heptagon or whatever it was, and just floating away, swimming away. And I know I didn't think that we'd lose our Kino at that point, Kino Loy. And yeah, so I'll give this 10 I'll give these 10 Nemec journals out of 10, because I mean, that's what changed the galaxy, and that's pretty amazing. It wouldn't change the people in it, but I also know that when we get back to the Ahsoka series, we're going to be talking about Grand Admiral Thrawn, and I've liked him ever since the Heir to the Empire series, which was released right back in 83 or 84, right after Return of the Jedi, and that was quite a big power thing. And then and also Ezra Bridger, who is like the rebel from the rebels, the first non temple taught Jedi. Yeah. Anyway, we will be back with you in a week.
Mhm.
We're back every week, and Lee and I would like to thank you for watching, and thank you for hanging out with us throughout the years. I mean, we're coming up on about, I think, the 8th year of our podcasting together, and so that's just fun.
Yeah.
And the other thing is we'd like to invite you to watch all of our other videos on YouTube, and do hit the bell notification button, and you will receive a bell notification. Excuse me, every time we put up a podcast. And yeah, and join us on our social media, and join us together. If you want to come be part of our podcast, you better get a hold of Lee. Anyway, he's not going to ask you anymore, because he just wants to see you come to him. Anyway, so
Yeah.
that would be the only way. And from my heart to yours, I just assume that you're going to be good to each other. Excuse me. And anyway, have a great week until we see you again. Bye.